The book of Isaiah, chapter 19. The point is verse 15. I'm going to start at 14, though. And it reads, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt which the head or the tail, branch or rush may do. I'm going to start off by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory to call Loyam La Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rachakadosh. Double honors to my apostles, the elders of great millstone who teach and do Salaki, who teach and do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth. Salakia. That was almost I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to call Loyam La Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rachakadosh. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of great millstone who teach and do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Risking their lives as well as their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akwath as well as the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord, willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but whom subscribe to this truth. To you, I say shalom. It's Brother Yahweh Sop out of the GMS Cleveland Church, a fellow servant, coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit and through the power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. So, basically, that's the spirit too, because I literally made the statement, out of the blue, this Space Invaders. I've never seen that happen on this app. But, I was like, that's satanic. But maybe it's not, at the end of the day, Esau, Edom, they're going to try to fight against the chariots. So, it was actually really spiritual, sometimes, as a saying, a brother said, Satan sit up there, cry, everybody blaming me for everything. What I mean? At the end of the day, if you want to know whose will it is, it's really Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, who you people ignorantly call God and Jesus Christ. But I came across this article, and because we in the spirit of prophecy, scriptures say let's be occupied in prophecy because this ministry stands on prophecy. Matter of fact, let me get something about that, because when you go into the book of what's that book of Revelations, chapter 19. That's the spirit I was in Isaiah 19, but it's Revelation chapter 19, and it reads, I think it's 11, and it reads, it's Revelation chapter 19 and verse 10. I'm gonna start at verse 7 though. Revelations 19 and 7. Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him for the marriage of the Lamb, which is the Lamb is Yahweh Shah Mashiach, who these people ignorantly call Jesus Christ. It says, is come, and his wife hath made herself ready, and his wife is the hopeful elect, those that's come back to the true, sincere knowledge and wisdom and understanding of these scriptures and the doctrine that the men of Great Millstone, as well as like-minded camps, push. The real, true, holy breakdown of the scriptures. Most High God does not love everybody, and everybody shall not be saved. Thus says the Holy Bible. Thus saith the Holy Bible. And the reason to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, and that her is again the elect. Because we are likening on to as a woman, because we are married to our husbandman, which is Yahweh Shah Hamashiach, our big brother, who these people ignorantly call Jesus Christ. And when you go into that white meaning pure, we're pure to the doctrine. We're pure to because this world is defiled. We came back to the truth of the scriptures. For the fine linen is the righteousness of the saints. Verse 9, and he saith unto me, right, blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. And blessed, truly, it is truly a blessing, because everybody, basically it's when I learned to look at it like this. I've played the numbers in my time, hope to, just win a sum of money just because, and I looked at that like a blessing. Well, we're all hoping to be those lottery winners, because we don't know who the elect is, because the elect was chosen from the foundations of the earth. So truly the elect are blessed, because they'll be, preserved, to be, you know, um, basically, because even if you martyred, you preserved because your spirit, the Lord gonna put a spirit on you to be able to accept that death and take that death, you know, because you are one of the 144,000. Scriptures talk about precious is the death of the death of the saints to the Most High, roughly paraphrased. I believe it's Psalms 116. And it says, and he said unto me, these are the true sayings of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And this is the point. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua, who people ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Testimony, to testify, to report, the witness. So, that's the testimony, the truth, of Yahushua Mashiach. Worship Yahweh, for the testimony or the report of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. So this ministry, this doctrine is based on prophecies, because the Bible goes into a lot of things, but the main thing that makes the Bible, unlike any other book, I believe it's Isaiah chapter 34, it talks about the Bible has no mate. You cannot, there's no book on the earth that can, we can read a book and line it up to the Bible, but the Bible, you can't use a Bible or to line up to another book. This is a living book, and it's living because the prophecies, they come to pass. We speak them, and they, we're speaking about, it's like that book, The Knowing. Brother was telling me about that. I never got a chance to watch it, but with Nicolas Cage, and basically, I thought the dude had psychic powers, but in actuality, not to spoiler alert, put it like that, spoiler alert. I need to watch it myself, but he said, the young brother said that basically he came across some information, like a letter or a book or something. And when you equate that, it's the scriptures. And basically he knew about what was going to take place because of the scriptures, So, he was prophesying, he was saying before, based on the knowledge that he had based on that piece of paper or that book. So that's what this ministry stands on. And that's why they'll never be able to actually combat this. Scriptures talk about how they going men going to creep in unawares. No matter what they come with this truth, because the spirit of the Lord, like the brother said, we have 100%. Like the elders and the brothers, I was just listening to the elder brother Manatazakba say that, when we say 100% truth, because it's 100% what the Lord has given us. And it's just deep, man. And that's why they can't really, no matter how much and how many psych ops and how many games and the Kanye West situation and all the goofiness that's going on, with the LGBT Israelites, nonetheless, it's gonna, this word's gonna stand the past. Like Gamaliel said in the book of Acts, he said, if this is be of the Most High, if it be of man, it'll come to naught. But if it be of the Most High, it surely will not come to naught. So I'm gonna bring out what did I want? Ecclesiastes. So I'm gonna end it with Ecclesiastes chapter 2, because this is another prophecy in the book of Ecclesiastes. So I've been doing videos lately about this. These big businesses laying people off, and you're starting to see it. So this is the University Hospital lays off 117 administrative employees, eliminates 326 unfilled positions. So that's the beginning of, the grinder ceasing. That's mentioned and spoken of in the book of Ecclesiastes. University Hospitals has announced that it will be laying off 117 administrative employees. Citing financial concerns stemming from the COVID-19 pandemic, University Hospitals has announced that it will be laying off 117 employees and eliminating another 326 unfilled administrative positions. University Hospitals, as well as a large number of other hospitals in the region and across the nation, is facing an economic downturn that began with a resurgence of the COVID-19 cases earlier this year and has been compounded by several other factors such as supply chain issues, record high inflation, and unprecedented workforce shortages. And it's a spirit, because I literally was just going into everything, well, not just me, but the brothers in the spirit is leading us. We bring out these same things. This is going to affect the workforce, and they just said everything we said. It says, University Hospital said in a statement, these have made 2022 one of the most financially difficult years for health systems in the U.S. Adding to these challenges are shifting demographics in northeastern Ohio, which this great millstone, Cleveland. So that affects us. I literally watched certain hospitals in the neighborhood, how Esau Edom moved. He took them hospitals out of the neighborhood, and how the death rate went up, because in order to be, actually, the Lord had to be really with you, because you had to go from one side of town to the other. And if you bleed now, you could damn near die. You might have to get life flighted. It says, resulting in a higher percentage of patients on Medicare and Medicaid federal insurance programs, which have not kept pace with the rising cost of care. So what I really just wanted was, I ain't gonna go deep into this, the proving that that's a prophecy, and scriptures talk about, speak of prophecy. Matter of fact, I got a scripture. Where is this? Matter of fact, that's a prophecy. He said that, there's going to be a lack of jobs. It will be no work for Egypt. And eventually it's not going to be, because, they switching this workforce over to, to everything automated. That's what this fourth industrial revolution is about. Everything is automated with the AI. This is Ecclesiasticus of the book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 3. Salakia, Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, the book, chapter 39, verse 1, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancients and be occupied in prophecies. And that's, again, our ministry is based off the prophecies. We constantly bringing out the prophecies, the MOTB or the CHIP, the wars, basically what's taking place now with this Ukraine and Russia situation, which will lead into America. The elder Apostle Tahar was already going into how America is, they're not showing, their flag or whatnot, but they're fighting as mercenaries, which I can see. But they got boots on the ground in Ukraine. I can see that. If they got money involved and invested in there, why wouldn't they protect their investment? You know what I mean? So I'm gonna bring out another scripture. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, this is the prophecy. Verse 1, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. Evil meaning time, ill meaning bad, eve meaning time, ill meaning bad, evil times, bad days come not, nor the years draw nigh. And these are bad times, because, like I said, although there are jobs out here, the jobs are about to slow down. And I did a video about this when I first started doing videos, because I've been doing, like, a lot of the topics that have been jumping out in my eye through the spirit has been about these jobs. Again, because people working right now, you can't, but you got a lot of people that didn't have to work. You know what I mean? You got a lot of people, you got a lot of people took that stimulus money and, was able, it's a lot of, it was like a bribe, a gift he storeth the heart, the scriptures say. So, you've had people. I remember when I was locked up last year, and how Jake go in on a nigga bitch. I'm gonna say it like that, the nigga bitch, because some of them women aren't women, but they them CEOs that loving attention because they around a whole bunch of horny head ass men, but some dudes will just shit on them. You know what I mean? So the dude was going in on her, and she like, I'm a business owner and I got this job. Because, the counties, our county is basically understaffed. They had to bring the National Guard in. And that's a lot of these law enforcement places. A lot of jobs are overworked, underpaid, and short. That's why the National Guard had to come into our county. Now, I don't know how it is now. So just imagine with law enforcement and everything else. It says, the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. So basically, The grinders ceasing. We're starting to see that because the grinders are going low now. All these big companies, hospitals, these major companies are about to start laying people off. That's why Walmart, Target, and these other retailers basically cut back and canceled a lot of their big orders. This is about to be a horrible Christmas year. And if you want something essential, like I have an essential job, but I was just debating on leaving. But through the Spirit, I don't think the Lord want me to. I'm going to pray on it, but I more than likely will stay because, what I'm saying, at the end of the day, you go to another position, and although it's doing good now, it doesn't necessarily mean it'll be doing good next year. Not something that you need essential, like, you work at the butcher shop or, the meat market, you know what I mean? Because people going to buy that up until the point they can't eat no more. I seen an article just recently. It was talking about people are flocking to McDonald's to survive. Made me think of Jeezy when he said he would go to and eat off the dollar menu before he blew up. I watched the guy when I was homeless say that. He said, that's how he survived with $5 a day or $6 a day. He said you have $2 for breakfast, $2 for lunch, and $2 for dinner. You know what I mean? When you really should just, but when you living on the street and constantly walking, that could take a toll to you until your body gets adjusted to it. So yeah, I select it for, I'm gonna put various topics because my mind is everywhere. But that's the prophecy, the grinder ceasing. And when you go into that word grinding, it basically goes into jobs. Milk tints, that's not saying grind. Where is it at? Okay, so H2 913 is one thing. H2 employment. To be a concubine, grind meal, that being their employment. So it goes into the jobs. So I got one final scripture, because at the end of the day, this is gonna really hurt Babylon. You know what I mean? And the merchants gonna cry because of the fact they're not gonna be able to make no money off of it. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18, and I almost get to. I'm gonna start at verse 8. I'm gonna start at verse 4, Revelation 18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works, and the cup which she hath filled to her double. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire, for strong is the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua who judge of her." And it talks about them ICBMs is going to hit this place in one day. That famine is going to appear to this place, or appear suddenly, manifest, because everybody gonna see it. We talk about a famine constantly, but you got these people that don't really believe because they still can buy food and yada yada yada. But in the book of Second Ezra chapter 9 talk about, and then the end shall manifest, meaning it's evident, you can clearly see it. Verse 9, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Because basically the kings, these different rulers and whatnot, make money off this place. Like Putin, Putin, you got to ask yourself this. Why was they saying Putin and Trump was in cahoots, but then Putin and Biden don't see eye to eye? Because Russia was making money. All these different nations, make money with one another. But now Putin basically seeing America weak. And basically, you got to understand, it's all about that dominance. The petrodollar is the world reserve currency, so every nation has to use it. But all these nations have to also get the natural gas to heat their homes from Russia. You know what I mean? So, and he realizes that, and that's why he's saying you could only buy the natural gases or the natural gas in rubles. So it's like he tried to make, the Russian dollar the world reserve currency. So call Lord La Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Verse 10, standing afar off from the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, the great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. Again, going back to them ICBMs hitting this place in 1 hour. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise any more, the merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and the pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and the scarlet and all thine wood and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of most precious wood and of brass and iron and marble. So point being, as you can see, a lot of wares, but you got a lot of nations that make money off this place because we literally import everything now. At one point, America made a lot of stuff. Some things they still make, but at the end of the day, the world or America, Babylon the Great, doesn't really manufacture anything. We import everything. So once we are not able to import anything, these nations that have, like for instance, China, everything is made in China. That's why China's economy is basically considered almost like the world, like it's got the biggest economy. That's why they got all that smoke in the air because they just making the manufacturing and doing everything over there. What I mean? That's how greedy Moab is, because it's a scripture that talk about how Moab basically followed in the ways of Edom. Also a scripture that talks about how Moab is my washpot. So that's the point. At the end of the day, these jobs is out the way, and this place about to be literally brought real low. Book of Isaiah chapter 47 talks about come sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Virgin because this place has never been invaded by a foreign power. There's a civil war between people on this land, these southern Edomites and these northern Edomites, but nonetheless over the resource, which is the slaves. But nonetheless, as far as a foreign nation, it's never been, invaded. But this bitch was about to be, totally taken hold of. So if you are so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the laws, statutes, commandments of your power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, or you will be destroyed. And with that, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to call Loyim, La Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, Bashem, double honors to my apostles, the elders of Great Millstone who teach and do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing his truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives, as well as their freedom to do so now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akwat, as well as the Akim listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of the other nations, appearing like the other nations, but whom subscribe to this truth. To you, I say shalom. Till next time I'm able to come with another lesson. Shalom, shalom. And wath lababah. Shalom.